Hi, welcome back to YouBored. Today we're going to talk about Vegemite, the proper way to eat Vegemite. Not the way you might have seen on TV or on some YouTube videos. So stay tuned, Vegemite the right way. Okay, so firstly, the reason I'm doing this, being an Australian, very, very proud of Vegemite, but it is misrepresented overseas. And mainly by Australians, unfortunately. When people are trying to introduce Vegemite to people who aren't from Australia or haven't tried it before, they serve it too thick. They serve it like pate, they serve it like peanut butter. It's not meant to be like that. This is a spread that you need to put on, well, pretty delicately, to be honest. Otherwise, it's just too strong. I mean, this is concentrated yeast extract, basically. It's got some added things, but the salt content in this sucker is really, really high. You wouldn't go and just eat a teaspoonful of salt. And eating a teaspoonful of Vegemite, although it might be a fun challenge, I wouldn't do that. I would never do that. And I'm an Australian. I like Vegemite spread across my toast, nice and thin. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you the exact way that we're going to do Vegemite that you might actually enjoy if you hadn't tried it before. So firstly, Vegemite does come in a couple of varieties though. You've seen the squeeze packs. I'm not a fan of the squeeze packs. I like this one here. I might just put some toast on and that way I can talk while I'm going. I've got some bread here, just standard bakery. I like buying my bread for the bakery. Support the little guy. All right, so as I said, you can get Vegemite in a couple of varieties. If you want it a little bit less salty, you can get the salt reduced variety, which comes with this little blue banner across the top. Of course, if you like me and you like the stronger stuff, you can get fooled by this. Have before. I actually bought this on purpose though. My daughter has it and prefers it without salt, well, less salt I should say. But the proper variety, as I said, the squeeze one, I'm not a fan of that because it just comes out a little bit thick. You can't control just how much you've got on the knife. So in the jar, that's the way to go. As I said, it just frustrates me so much when I see people demonstrate Vegemite and put it too thick. It shouldn't be thick. It should not be thick. This is not something that you can eat with a spoon like peanut butter. You can't just open this up and crack on. It's just way too strong. It's way too strong. I mean, have a look at that. It's thick stuff. I mean, it looks like concentrated oil or something like that. There's even suggestions on the jar. If you have a look at a jar of Vegemite, if you do get the chance. This one has Vegemite spread on toast with avocado and bacon on top. I think that would be awful. And I'm an Australian. That would be terrible. I don't know why they would suggest that. What's this other one? They've got it like a bruschetta. So they've got tomato and onion and other stuff. Again, awful, awful, awful. One thing you can do with Vegemite though is you can use it in cooking. You can use it as a flavor enhancer, a little bit like soy sauce. So you can put it in stews or in soups. Again, be a bit delicate with it because it can take over. It is super, super strong. And that's exactly why we're doing this. So that you can actually appreciate Vegemite the way it should be eaten. All right, so firstly, we need butter. Quite a lot of butter, or margarine, either way. Toast, hot. As I said, a lot of butter. Don't judge, I like a lot of butter. Put it on nice and thick and let it just melt into the butter, melt into the bread, melt into the toast even. All right, that's not too bad. Pretty good. Lots of butter, lots of butter. All right, don't need that any longer. I'll do the other one in a sec. I don't think you need me to do it twice. All right, now, for the Vegemite, just a little bit. Don't need much. That's it. That's all you need. See, that's not a lot, is it? That's not a lot. Just spread it on, mixing with the butter a little bit. Oh yes, this is turning out very well. Sometimes the bread, if it's not super fresh, it doesn't turn out too nicely. But this one, not too shabby at all. All right, that's it. That's it. That is, I'm looking right now at the perfect way to serve Vegemite, to have it on toast. Have a good look. That is not caked. That is spread nice and thin. Nice and thin. If someone offers you some Vegemite in the future, ask for it like this. This is the way. It's glorious. It's fantastic. It's a salty sort of... It's one of those things that is incredibly hard to describe. Now, one other thing that I do need to cover is that there are some other pretenders out there. There's Promite and Marmite. Both of them are awful. They are terrible, terrible things. This is the real deal, Vegemite, the one and only. Promite and Marmite are made via a different process, and they don't have yeast. Well, one of them might, but they're a mixture of. They're terrible. Avoid them. For anybody who's watching who likes them, you have terrible taste buds. Awful. They're not nice. Promite and Marmite, Vegemite. That's the way to go. Beautiful stuff. In fact, I think they should be done away with, those other two. They're so awful. It's terrible. There is one other acceptable way to eat Vegemite, and that is in toasted cheese or grilled cheese. I did a video on that as well. Again, spread like that, cheese on top, melted, either open cut or closed. Either way, really good stuff. You can get what they call cheesy-mite scrolls you can buy from bakeries in Australia, and you can make them at home. It's just a normal way you'd make sort of a savoury scroll, and you put, instead of just a cheese scroll, you could put some Vegemite in there as well. Really tasty stuff. Have a think about that. But again, not a whole heap. It sort of spreads through. If you put too much, it will really overtake. I cannot stress more than this. Do not spread Vegemite thick unless you've had it before and you really like it that way. And I've seen some friends and they just cake it on. I don't understand them. I don't understand. If you've never tried it before, give it a crack. Give it a good crack and just try it like this. And you will enjoy. Well, I'm not guaranteeing you'll enjoy it. Everyone's taste buds are different, but you have a way better chance of actually appreciating the beauty, the splendor of Vegemite if you have it like this. And who knows, it might actually replace peanut butter. It's not going to replace peanut butter. You can't have it with jelly. Anyway, that's all I've got. A nice quick one today. Vegemite, eat it the right way. And if you're going to show other people how to eat it, show them this way. Even if you like it the other way, don't hold back. This is the way to get people into Vegemite. YouBored, Vegemite.